Before you take your next breath, pause. Feel the space between this moment and the one that brought you here, because somewhere in that space lives the habit you refuse to confront, the habit that is silently shaping your life without your permission. You think time is what is keeping you stuck, but time is only the witness. The truth is simpler and sharper. A single habit, repeated without awareness, is carving the direction of your life like water carving stone. And if you do not fix it, if you do not bring stillness and clarity to this pattern, your life will repeat itself like an echo trapped in the same valley, never breaking free. So listen with your whole being, because what I'm about to share is not advice, it is a mirror. And when you finally see what is holding you back, you will understand why your life has remained the same for so long. My friend, if you don't fix this habit, your life will stay the same. And I want you to understand this not as a warning, but as a profound invitation to wake up from the patterns that keep your spirit small. Because every human being carries within them a set of habits that shape their destiny long before they realize it. And the most dangerous habit of them all is the habit of unconscious living. The habit of moving through the day without awareness, without reflection, without intention. The habit of letting your thoughts lead you instead of you leading them. And when a person begins the morning with noise, distraction, and unconscious behavior, their entire day becomes a repetition of reactions instead of mindful actions. And this is the habit that silently locks your life into the same cycle year after year. The habit of not observing yourself. The habit of letting your mind run like an untrained horse, wild, impulsive, undisciplined, dragging you wherever it chooses. And because you do not train your thoughts end up training your life. I want you to picture a small pool of water. When it is disturbed, when the surface is cloudy, you cannot see your reflection. You cannot see anything clearly. And your mind works the same way. When it is filled with constant stimulus, interruptions, and emotional noise, you lose sight of who you are and where you are going. And this is why so many people feel stuck, not because life is against them, not because fate has abandoned them, but because they are stuck inside their own unobserved habit loop, repeating the same emotional responses, the same fears, the same avoidance, the same excuses, the same comfort-seeking patterns every single day. So if you don't fix this habit, the habit of unconscious living, your life will stay the same, because the body follows the mind, the destiny follows the decision, and the decision follows the patterns you repeat without awareness. Mastery begins with observation, and if you want to change anything in your life, you must first learn to observe the moment before you act, the breath before you speak, the reaction rising within you before you move. Because when you observe, the unconscious becomes conscious, and once it becomes conscious, you can transform it. This is why monks train themselves to return to the breath. The breath is the doorway to awareness. The breath is the place where the mind becomes still enough for truth to enter. And when you slow down enough to notice the mind, you begin to see the hidden habits controlling your life. How you reach for your phone before you reach for your intentions. How you react before you think. How you distract yourself when you feel discomfort. How you avoid silence because silence forces you to face yourself. The mind becomes what it repeats. And when you repeat distraction, distraction becomes your identity. When you repeat comfort, comfort becomes your prison. When you repeat avoidance, avoidance becomes your destiny. That is why the greatest change of your life will happen the moment you decide to live with awareness. The moment you bring the light of observation into your habits, because awareness dissolves illusions. It destroys excuses, it exposes the ego, it breaks the chains of repetition and opens the path to inner freedom. So what is the habit you must fix? It is the habit of letting life happen to you instead of directing it. The habit of waking up and immediately surrendering your mind to noise. The habit of allowing the external world to shape your internal world before you even take your first conscious breath. If you want your life to change, you must reclaim the first moment of your day, because the first moment creates the direction of all the others. And when you begin your morning in silence, in breath, in self-observation, you begin to build the inner strength necessary to lead your life instead of follow it. You must learn to cultivate stillness, because stillness creates clarity, clarity creates discipline, discipline creates transformation, and transformation creates destiny. And yet, most people are afraid of stillness because they are afraid of what they might find within themselves. They fear their own unprocessed emotions, their own unhealed memories, their own unresolved patterns. But avoiding yourself is the habit that keeps you small, and facing yourself is the habit that sets you free. When you fix this habit, when you choose awareness over autopilot, intention over impulse, discipline over desire, your life begins to reshape itself from the inside out, and slowly, the noise loses its power, the distractions begin to fall away, the ego becomes quiet, and your true strength emerges. Your life is not waiting for motivation. It is waiting for mastery. And mastery begins with a single decision, to observe yourself with honesty and courage, and this simple act will do more for your future than any external change. When you begin to notice your emotional triggers, your default reactions, your mental patterns, your hidden fears, you gain the power to change them because what you observe, you can control, but what you ignore controls you. So breathe, slow down, return to this moment, and understand that your life will not change because you wish it to. It will change because you commit to the discipline of self-awareness, the discipline of inner clarity, the discipline of choosing your actions instead of letting your habits choose for you. Your destiny is shaped in the smallest moments, the smallest choices, the smallest breaths, and if you do not fix the unconscious habit that leads your life will continue to repeat itself, year after year. Same problems, same fears, same frustrations, same patterns. But when you fix this habit, when you awaken to your inner power, your life begins to open like a lotus rising from the mud, not because the world changed, but because you did. This is your moment to break the cycle, to reclaim your mind, to choose awareness, to choose discipline, to choose inner strength. Your future is waiting on the other side of this habit. Step into it with courage. If this teaching awakens something in you, my friend, then let your journey continue. Subscribe to Daily Path to Strength, where every message is a step toward your highest self. Comment below what habit you are ready to break, and let this community walk with you on the path of discipline, clarity, and inner power.